When it comes to the next generation Toyota Tundra, we just don't get it. Well, good morning, everybody. How are you today? Pretty good here, and that's right. When it comes to the next generation Toyota Tundra, we, you and me, maybe more me, we just don't get it, right? You know, I've been getting a lot of messages and comments and things about the upcoming next generation Tundra, right? Supposed to be released at the end of this year, towards December 2021. So what am I talking about? Well, first of all, Toyota does not care to compete against the likes of Ford and Chevy, or really any other of the high-end or top manufacturers, I guess. I don't know if I'd really call them high-end, but the big sales numbers. We, you and me, like to think that there's some big plan in Toyota, right? To take over the full-size truck world, to be number one. But it's simply not true. Toyota first introduced the Toyota Tundra in the United States in May of 1999. That's 22 years ago. Do you honestly believe that given all of the shortcomings of the domestic trucks, that Toyota couldn't have created a Tundra that would have at least moved into the top three in 22 years? Of course not. Of course they could have, right? I mean, however, Toyota chose a different path, right? They chose to build a truck, the Tundra, based on reliability and not giant sales numbers. You know, maybe back then they just kind of looked at it and thought, you know, there's all these problems with the big three back then. We can just create a more reliable pickup truck, full-size pickup truck, and take over the world. Maybe that was their thinking back then. I don't know, but it certainly isn't right now. Now, unless you believe that the brass, you know, the upper echelon at Toyota are huge imbeciles, then you know they knew that this philosophy would never bring them glory in the form of top sales numbers, right? No way in the full-size market. You know, there's a couple of reasons for it, I think, why they have never been able to really take a bite out of the top tier full-size truck manufacturers. Number one, if you're basing the Tundra on the philosophy of best reliability, you can't include the latest and greatest tech and features. Why? Because the latest and greatest have issues. New tech and features mean more problems, right? The more tech, the more features mean even more problems. You can't put the latest and greatest in everything, you know, the cutting edge brand new stuff, and expect to have no issues with it, right? In order to remain reliable, Toyota has to use tech and features that are tried and true. Things that are older, right? This means that the Tundra won't have the most up-to-date gadgets and features, the stuff that we want, right? It makes it very difficult to compete against the others and move up in sales and popularity because you don't have the things that we want. You know, whether you can admit it or not, most people, you know, if you're looking at the shiny brand new thing that has all that gadgetry in it, you can connect all kinds of devices and have all kinds of buttons and things and stuff to push, as compared to this old looking thing over here that just gets you from point A to point B and won't ever break down. Most people are probably going to choose that shiny new thing over there, especially with lower prices. Toyota Tundras aren't cheap to begin with, right? So that makes it very difficult to compete and move up in sales and popularity. It's the path that Toyota has chosen over the years with the Tundra, all in the name of reliability. Number two, in the case of Ford and Chevy, there are tens of thousands of trucks bought under government contract, right? How many places do you go where you see a Tundra driving around with a state license plate or a federal license plate on it? I don't think I've ever seen any. Now, these numbers, the numbers of all these trucks that are bought under government contract, are included in the sales figures, and they inflate the number of trucks sold, right? Toyota can't compete with that in the name of the Tundra, right? Because they just don't have those contracts. These are good old boy contracts worth a lot of money, right? And I don't see them changing anytime soon. Number 3, the patriotic push, or push, as some people say. The Tundra is, of course, foreign, right? Foreign owned. Many folks will only buy trucks from American-owned companies. This only seems to be true with full-size trucks, by the way, because it's evident if you take a look at the Toyota Tacoma that that's not true, because the Toyota Tacoma is the #1 mid-size selling truck. Now, part of that might be that until recently, all you could really get was a Toyota Tacoma or a Nissan Frontier. There really weren't a lot of other American-owned manufacturers out there. Matter of fact, I don't think there were any producing mid-size trucks. Remember, they all jumped out of the market, right? Ford jumped out, Chevy jumped out, Toyota remained, and Nissan remained. That is about it. So, in the end, Toyota has chosen reliability as the cornerstone of their philosophy in the full-size truck market. Irregardless of what it means for sales, I mean, let's face it, Toyota could change that philosophy, start putting out trucks with the latest and greatest gadgetry in them, and their reliability numbers would drop. It seems to me that they are content to stay in and ride that wave of reliability, even though it's just a gentle ripple in the lake of all of the different full-size manufacturers out there. So, thinking that Toyota is in it to be #1 in the full-size truck market and will ever compete with the full-size giants is just wishful thinking, unless they change their philosophy. Leave a comment. Let me know if you agree. Let me know what you think. Do you think Toyota doesn't care about being #1 and that all they're really concerned about is existing with a truck that's perceived to be more reliable? I'd be curious to know. Leave a comment. Also, real quick, if you're interested, I have 2 other channels. The first is RobMotive JT, all about my less than reliable, in some people's minds, 2020 Jeep Gladiator. And the second is RobMotive Civic, about my experiences with the Honda Civic Type R and the Honda Civic Sport Hatchback. Check them out, and if you're interested, why not subscribe? Don't forget to click that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. And do me a favor, smash that subscribe button on the way out. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.